Hey, what's up? This is Ming here from agentsofspeech.com. In this video, we'll be talking about teaching yes/no questions, which has been plaguing a lot of parents because you're teaching it in not the most effective way possible, okay? So number one is to make sure that you have a context for yes or no. And what I mean by that, you have a puzzle. If your child likes puzzles, then great. If you have two, then it's excellent, okay? So what you do is you mix and match those puzzles up and you give it to your child when they want to play the puzzles, right? So you give it to them, oh no, it should be like an elephant, but you give them a letter A, and you give it to them and they try to do it everywhere. They're about to throw it and like smack you or something, and you teach them the word no, right? When you say, oh, doesn't fit, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, and then when they like copy or just listen to you and they acknowledge that you said something, you can give them the correct one, and then you say yes, right? You keep on doing that, it's going to work, right? So let's say that they really like a certain puzzle, right? Or a certain toy that, you can put things in like a shape sorter or something like that. Then you give them the wrong item to stuff in, it doesn't work. And then they will get irritated a little bit. And then you can say, oh, does it fit? No. And then you can take it and you give them another one. If it fits, you say, does it fit? Yes. Like that. You do that 1,000 times maybe, then it will probably work, okay? In that context, they will understand. A second context you can do is like the wrong tools, okay? For example, they already understand how to like cut toy foods and whatnot, and they like to cut, and I don't know, throw it into like a microwave and eat it. If that's the routine that they love, then great. Every time they want to cut it, give them a hammer. And they will be like, hey, no, that doesn't work. Or give them a broken tool, like a broken knife or something. Then every time they cut it, they're, oh no, that's broken, right? Does it work? No, oh no. And then you give them the nice knife, and then you ask, does it work? And you say yes, and then they can cut it. So then there's a context. You give them the wrong tools. And if you think about it, you can do it for everything, okay? You can give them a fork for them to drink soup, You can give them a broken straw for them to drink out of, You can use your imagination, and it depends on what your child already knows and what they're doing every day, okay? Just give them the wrong tools. Number three is not the thing that they want, okay? This is kind of tricky because you need to know exactly what your child wants at that time, all right? So for instance, maybe after eating or something, maybe after, I don't know, shower, they would want an iPad, right? But you have something that is like an iPad, but it's kind of broken. You give them the wrong iPad or you give them the wrong phone, they're going to say no, right? For sure. I've got a student who only plays a certain game on a certain phone. Every time the mom gives the child her phone, he throws it. And I'm like, hey, this is the perfect opportunity to teach yes and no, right? So every time he asks for the dad's phone to play that game, I take the mom's phone and give it to him. And then what happens is that it's the perfect time to teach him, is it this one? No. Oh, and then he says, no, okay, I take it away and I give the right phone and I ask, is this right? And he says, yes. It needs to be something that they don't want, all right? If it's food, then it's much easier, right? You just keep on giving them something that they like, and suddenly you give them something that they really dislike. For one of my students, that's a Band-Aid. So what I would do if I were doing yes and no, which she already knows how to do, right? So if she was eating chocolate, and then suddenly gave her a Band-Aid and started sticking on her, then I would say, is this what you want? Or like, is this a chocolate? And then she will say no. I will teach her like, no, and I'll take it away, right? Give her the correct one and ask her, is this what you want? Is this the thing that you needed? And then the answer is yes, and she can eat it. So you need to give the wrong things, wrong tools, all right? Not the right thing that they want, okay? Use puzzles, use contexts to help you out. All right, so secondly, you can teach it through, is this a question, okay? This is a good one because a lot of children like the video format on YouTube that they will go like, this is an apple, this is a banana, this is a cucumber, whatever. Make sure that they know all the vocabs, right? And then you play that game with them. This is a whatever. So you take it out and you say, this is a banana, right? And then you say, this is an apple. And then suddenly you take out an orange and you call it something else, right? You say like, this is a lemon. And then if they're really into that routine, they don't want you to break it. So what happens is that they hesitate, they look, and then you can say, oh, no, it's wrong. It's an orange. You need to set up the routine for naming the items. You keep on going. And then suddenly you do something that's out of context. It's wrong. It's totally irrelevant. And then you can show, right? You can ask, is this an orange? No, it's a lemon. Oh, okay, sorry. This is a lemon, and you continue with the routine because it's fun and they like it. And don't remember to tell them when the routine finishes. You can do like 6 items or something, and then they end, and then you can play something else. Okay. And the last part I want to talk about is what you should not do, which is what a lot of parents are doing right now. And they come up to me and say, hey Ming, my child can't answer yes no questions because I've been asking these, right? Number 1, they ask, do you want whatever? And my child goes blank. The parents say, yeah, because if they cannot see the item, right? They can't see the item, then they cannot think about it, right? So if you don't know what that is and I ask you about it, then it's impossible for them to think about it. And plus, they can only think about here and now, right? Children who are struggling with yes and no questions cannot think about there and then. So if you talk about something out of the sight, then it's out of the mind. So when you ask, do you want like chocolate, or for example, what do they hear out of the question? They only hear wants and chocolate. If they cannot see it, they will keep on trying to repeat, like want chocolate, but you haven't provided an answer, which you cannot because you don't know whether if they want it or not. That's why it's difficult to prompt them. Whereas the context, it makes sense. That's the thing that they want exactly at this time, at this moment. But if you ask them, do you want a chocolate? You wouldn't know the answer, right? So you cannot help them to answer it. If you say yes, they say yes, they get a chocolate. You still don't know if you're helping them or not. Another question that you should avoid is like, are you doing like whatever? So for instance, a parent told me just now, right? For instance, it might be like, Tommy, are you writing your name? Or like, are you eating rice? Are you sitting on a chair? Well, these things, there's no point in answering you, right? What if I say yes? What happens next, right? It's just a little annoyance out of his day or her day or in her life, right? If she's like playing with a toy and you go up to her and say, oh, are you playing with Lego? And then she answers you yes or no. So what? There's no consequence. Nothing happens. It's not fun at all. You're just suddenly asking if you're doing something. I mean, if someone came up to you and kept on asking, hey, are you using your phone? Are you using Instagram? Are you scrolling through the feed right now? How would you feel? You would feel like, hey, what's the matter? Why are you keeping on asking something that is not related to you, right? So stop doing that because they're not answering the yes, no question in that context because they don't want to and there's no point to do it. So don't do it. Last one is, do you like something, right? Do you like her? Do you like Tommy? Do you like, I don't know, Violet over there? Do you like the color purple? Hey, you cannot read your child's mind at this moment. There's no context. So if you ask if you like, first of all, liking is very abstract, right? They know wanting, but they don't know liking for sure. What do they know they like? It doesn't matter. They don't understand that. So if you ask, do you like something? It's very difficult. You cannot read their mind, so you cannot know if their answer is right or wrong. Right? Some parents will say like, hey, you can't answer if they like school or not. So when they come back to school, say, hey, did you like school today? Hey, you wouldn't know, really. You couldn't know. There's no point in asking because you don't know the real answer, right? So with that said, that's all I wanted to cover today. And if you wanted to, you can go to agentsofspeech.com/checklist to get a whole list of tools and toys that I recommend for you to start home therapy right now. Because of the pandemic situation, I don't know when it's going to end. So some of the teaching is going to lay on your hands as a parent, okay? So thank you so much for checking out this video. If you have any questions, do put it in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.